Hi, Next Genius team. I'm Purnima Panthi. I come from a very small town in Nepal called Budwal, where I'm currently living in Kathmandu for my internship and my studies. One pressing social issue that concerns me the most at the moment is probably lack of adequate sexual and reproductive health education. In short, SRHR education. As a person who is currently working on a creative sex education company, I've come to realize there's a huge gap between today's generation and right SRHR education. To minimize this gap, I believe we need to include topics like consent, boundaries, relationships, and reproductive education, and many more other topics that come under the umbrella of SRHR education from a very young age, and which is really necessary. It's not that these topics are not included in the curriculum. Most of the curriculum around the globe have these kind of topics included in their curriculum already, but what we need to understand is in countries like Nepal and India, these topics are still associated with taboos and topics that cannot be talked about in public, or people are ashamed to talk about or to raise question about these topics. And people who do have access to these kind of education, they are still limited to theoretical way of teaching, which is not ideal for today's generation, and which is not effective as well. And even doing a simple step as including boys, not just girls, in menstruation campaigns can be as effective to minimize this gap. And I believe it's these small steps that we can take to minimize or to eradicate this social issue. And as for selecting and listing college preference order, I've considered the exposure that these colleges can offer me with, and as a person who comes from a middle class family, I've also considered the financial aspect of my college journey that these colleges can help me with, and also the values that align between me and the colleges. And beside that, a world class education that understands the significance of practical knowledge, not just theoretical, was a significant thing for me to consider. And lastly, I want to build a community out there, and I want to be a part of the college, not just for those 4 years of undergrad, but also beyond that. So these are the things that I've considered for college selection.